This calculator has been designed to help you determine whether or not it's a good idea to invest in a certain business opportunity. Now, for illustration purposes, I've entered some numbers into the blue column. So let's take a look at how the calculator works. Row A is your desired or possible annual income. In other words, what could you make if you invested in this particular business opportunity? And in this case, in our hypothetical example, we'll say that you could make $125,000 a year. Row B then is your current annual income. In other words, what you currently make from your job or your career or the position that you have right now. And in this case, we're going to say that you make $80,000. So the annual cost to stay put, or row C then, is the difference between what you're making right now and what you could make. In this case, we simply subtract $80,000 from the $125,000 and come up with a cost of staying put, or cost of not moving forward, of $45,000. Now, for this particular business investment, this business opportunity, we're looking at a cost of $10,000. Now, I'm not saying that this is what a business opportunity is worth. Sometimes you'll find them anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000, $50,000, $75,000, $150,000. They're all over the board. But for this illustration, we're going to say that this particular business opportunity is $10,000. So what we want to determine, does it make sense for us to give up our $80,000 income, invest $10,000 into a business opportunity so that we can make $125,000 potential? So what we do then is subtract row D, which is the investment in the opportunity, or $10,000, from the cost to stay put, or the increase that we could have if we did move forward, of $45,000. And that gives us on row E $35,000. That's our first year. Now remember, we're going to make $45,000 in addition to what we were earning before, or $80,000. So we invest $10,000, so we have to subtract the $10,000 from the $45,000. That gives us $35,000 that we'll gain the first year. Now the second year, if our earnings are the same, or $125,000, we'll make the $45,000 difference because we won't have the investment back into the business opportunity. So the first year return on the investment is 350%. Now, it's difficult to find that kind of a return anywhere in real estate or in stock markets or in CDs or any other kind of an investment. So that's a pretty significant investment. So now let's put in some numbers from your business or from your situation. And let's just put in some hypothetical numbers into the green area. Let's just say that you only have a potential to make $90,000 on this particular business in your first year. And let's just say right now that you're making $75,000 on your job. So the annual cost to stay put is going to be $15,000. In other words, you'll lose $15,000 if you don't make this investment. So let's just say the investment in this business opportunity happens to be $6,500. So your first year return on your investment, you're $8,500 ahead, or you've just made 131% on your money. So you can use this calculator to determine what you can make in your own situation if you invest in a business opportunity just by putting a couple of numbers in.